You walk into work and realize the spark inside you is gone. Not tired, not overworked, not I need a vacation. Gone. You sit down, open your laptop, and you already know how the day will go. Urgent, urgent, urgent. You answer, close, tick off, postpone. They praise you or they don't. It barely registers because nothing inside responds. And what hits you isn't even the number of tasks. It's that you no longer feel interest or anger or desire, only necessity. By the end of the video, you'll understand why done stopped feeling good, why the smoother your day runs, the emptier you feel inside, and what you're actually losing when you live by lists. Close-up of a hand over a laptop. Your fingers are a little numb, your wrist sticking to the cold desk. On the screen is a long task list and every item is stamped urgent, like this isn't work but an alarm. The cursor blinks in the New Task field, and that field is almost never empty. Notifications keep popping up. The white office light stings your eyes, the chair creaks, and you take a sip of coffee that no longer wakes you, it's just warm and stale. A printer hums, someone nearby clicks a keyboard, and those sounds don't irritate you. They're the background you dissolve into. And it's not just the office. The same thing happens when you open your messengers and see unread messages, each one seeming to demand an immediate reply, as if otherwise you're wrong. When you plan the weekend, instead of freedom, you get a little internal accountant. Buy this, call that, stop by there, don't forget. Even in relationships, it can feel like you're performing. Write, confirm, congratulate, show attention, and all that is technically correct, but there's no spark in your chest. Outside, there's motion. Inside, there's a flat line. You notice it in your eyes. At first, there's a flash of attention, a split-second reflex. What's new, what matters, what's happening now? Then, emptiness. The city hums outside, the lamps and printer keep living in the room, and you seem to stop being a participant and become the operator of yourself. You do what needs to be done because it needs doing, and that reason plays in your head so often it no longer needs explaining. Your back grows heavy, your spine sinks into the chair, your shoulders drop a little. You don't get tired all at once, you become 2% less alive every hour. The worst part is that there is progress. You close tasks, you reply, you move forward. You get check marks, statuses, green indicators, thanks, sometimes money. And still the thing that used to come naturally after a job well done no longer comes. Joy disappears not because you're lazy or bad. It disappears because the brain quickly gets used to repetitive rewards. It needs novelty. It needs the feeling, here was the unknown, now it's clear. Here I was scared, now I've handled it. Here I made something that's mine. Routine gives a predictable reward. You know what will happen when you finish a task. The list shifts a little, a number changes, someone stops bothering you for a while. That's not a victory, it's a relief. And the steadier and more precise you are, the faster your brain stops reacting. Yesterday's done is no different from today's done. The only difference is that today's done was harder to get because it's no longer backed by an inner yes. So the day runs in circles, not because you lack imagination, but because the cycle is convenient for the system and cruel to the person. New tasks appear faster than you can close old ones, and even if you heroically catch up, the internal reward never catches up with you. You seem to become more efficient, and that's exactly what makes the emptiness deeper. The mechanism works, you don't. You hear the monotone clicks of keyboards, and they sound like a report. Here goes another small piece of life traded for urgent. The smell of cold air from the vents mixes with stale coffee. You look at the mug, it's fogged as if it's tired of standing there. Your body sends simple signals, a stiff neck, heaviness in the lower back, dry eyes, but you treat them like everything else. Note them and put them off. Midway, the camera pulls back and you suddenly see a wall. Next to the endless task lists hangs a photo, a trip, family, a creative project, something that used to be your dream, not someone else's, not work-related. And in that frame, it becomes clear. The point isn't that the work got harder. It could have been hard before. The point is, work became a stage for someone else's story about you, a story where you're valuable so long as you close checklists, where your role is not to live, but to keep things moving. Joy used to come from creating for yourself, not necessarily art, from doing things because you were curious, because you chose them, because they had your taste, even if it was small, figuring out a better way, building something with your hands, writing a text that sounded like you, cooking not for a report, but because you wanted to. The reward wasn't the check mark, it was the feeling. That's me. Now, joy is being replaced by counters, the amount completed, the speed of reply, constant availability, and the problem is the counter can't give back meaning. It only increases. It doesn't tell what was yours and what was just serving someone else's expectations. It counts the email you sent because you were scared the same as the one you sent because you wanted to. On the outside, the actions are identical. Inside, different worlds. You might even be good at this. People might trust you, others may lean on you, and that's why you don't notice the loss for so long. It doesn't happen in a dramatic burnout scene. The loss happens in repetition, in each day looking like the last, not because of events, but because of how you show up in them, less and less. You stop enjoying the process not because you forgot how, but because the process stopped belonging to you. And when you keep living by a tally of completed tasks, you lose more than joy. You lose the ability to tell the difference. Where are you choosing, and where are you just reacting? Where are you living, and where are you performing? This isn't about laziness or weak character. It's about substitution. Your inner life has been replaced by the logic of endless urgent, and it wipes you down into a smooth, useful function. That's really what this pattern is about, not work itself, but the gradual loss of authorship over your life.